The New York Times, charlatans and bigots. That is the subject of tonight's preamble. The leftists who work at the New York Times went into overdrive this weekend in their effort to deliver the election for Beijing Biden. First, they set their sights on Amy Coney Barrett. In an article entitled Amy Coney Barrett and the New Old Anti-Catholicism, opinion writer Elizabeth Brunig alleged that the foundation of the United States was grounded in a, quote, liberal democracy. She asserts that Catholics who live their faith are a threat to that liberal democracy. This, of course, is millennial or Generation Z rubbish. The United States is a representative republic, not a liberal democracy. The Judeo-Christian ethic is foundational in our Constitution and laws. The Catholic faith, as well as other Christian faiths, along with the Jewish religion, are 100% consistent with the American ethos. In fact, those faiths inform us about who we are as a people. Liberalism has little to do with the United States of America. In fact, liberalism's enduring contribution to the USA is to show us all what not to do. The New York Times was only being a reliable mouthpiece for religious bigots on Capitol Hill. Bigots like California Senator Dianne Feinstein, who let ACB know how she felt about her Catholicism when she was up for confirmation to a circuit court.
When you read your speeches, the conclusion one draws is that the dogma lives loudly within you. And that's of concern when you come to big issues that large numbers of people have fought for years in this country.
The dogma. The dogma, of course, it's what you and I would call our faith. The Times wasn't done with their unfair, biased, and bigoted attacks this weekend. The New York Times published a report alleging that President Trump had only paid $750 in taxes. They even alleged that the president had paid no taxes in previous years. The Times made these allegations providing no supporting documentation, only vaguely referring to tax documents, whatever the hell that means. But wait, folks, this gets even better. The New York Times admitted that President Trump wasn't allowed to see what are presumed to be his own documents and to be able to respond to the charges and the allegations being leveled by fake journalists at the New York Times. So to review, a left-wing reporter from the New York Times accuses the President of the United States of paying no taxes, provides no supporting documentation, and won't allow the president to see the documents to respond to the story. That is the classic definition of a hit piece. But this whole scenario sounds vaguely familiar to me. Does it to you? A dishonest Democrat accusing a GOP candidate of not paying taxes with zero proof.
So the word's out that he hasn't paid any taxes for 10 years. Let him prove that he has paid taxes, because he hasn't.
Okay, that was in 2012. The campaign there. Another dishonest Democrat accused the GOP candidate of not paying his taxes. Harry Reid, in the end, was revealed to have been the filthy, stinking, rotten liar in that particular case. And we all paid a heavy price for that lie, didn't we? Being exposed to 4 more years of President Barack Obama. And we all remember what he said, what Harry Reid said after being caught in his lie that harmed so many of us.
No, I don't regret that at all. The Koch brothers, no one would help me. They were afraid the Koch brothers would go after them. So I did it on my own.
So no regrets about Mitt Romney, about the Koch brothers? Because some people have even called it McCarthyite.
Well, they call it whatever they want. Romney didn't win, did he?
No, he didn't. We here on the Chris Salcedo Show are secure in our belief that the Democrat socialists of the New York Times are playing a similar game to Harry Reid's. They'll print any lie about anything so long as they can get rid of President Trump. Speaking of the president, he reacted to the Times' fictitious tale over the weekend.
It's fake news. It's totally fake news. Made up, fake. We went through the same stories. You could have asked me the same questions 4 years ago. I had to litigate this and talk about it. Totally fake news. No, actually, I paid tax, and you'll see that as soon as my tax returns. It's under audit. They've been under audit for a long time. The IRS does not treat me well. I don't think we've had a good story. They predicted my loss 4 years ago. They then apologized for their bad reporting. Then they predicted the FBI and all of these things. That's now proven to be a hoax, a complete hoax. They got Pulitzer Prizes along with the Washington Post. They should give all those Pulitzer Prizes back because everything was wrong.
Yeah, not only wrong, but they've been partaking in just fake journalism for the last 3.5 years, Washington Post, New York Times, and others. One final thing, folks. When asked about this over the weekend, an honest left-wing leaning person said, if someone told me that they were a multimillionaire and that they only paid $750 in taxes, my response would be, quote, who is your accountant? The assertion by dumb Democrats in and out of the New York Times is that Americans should do their taxes in an effort to pay the maximum possible. Of course, that's absurd. Every American, even the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, does their taxes with the goal of paying the least possible. And given the way Congress wastes our hard-earned money, who can blame us? Since President Trump's election, the conduct of the so-called press has been abhorrent. Over the weekend, the New York Times solidified itself as the home of all the fake news and bigotry that is unfit to print. Let that be a cautionary tale for all of you for the remainder of this presidential campaign.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.